Hey, what's up everyone? How's everyone feeling today? This is Mark Perry back at you with another video. And today's topic I want to share about know what your investors' returns are. How do you know what their investors' returns are? So that's today's topic. Let's dive right in. So how do you know what the investors' returns are? Now, keep in mind that when you're looking for mobile home parks, when you're looking for apartment buildings, when you're looking for self-storages, when you're looking for this commercial stuff, and if you don't have the money yourself, if you don't have, if you don't have $5 million, $10 million, $7 million yourself, that means you have to go to the bank and get finance. And the bank's probably going to give you, it's going to be anywhere from 20% to 30% down of that purchase price. Depends on what asset that you're investing in, but the banks are going to give you 20 to 30% down. So that 30 or 20% down, whatever asset that you're looking to acquire, you're going to need to raise money for that down payment, not unless you have the money yourself. So when I talk about raising money and raising down payment money, that's coming from investors. That's coming from sophisticated investors. And these are investors to where they want to get a return on their money. They want to get a return and they want to invest in these properties with you. And how do you know what kind of returns are the investors looking for? And that was one of the tricky things that I experienced when I started, talking to investors and having meetings and so forth, just figuring out like what returns they're looking for. Well, when you start to look at the stock market gives you about a 6-7%. So if I can be a little higher than that, and with a safe security and safe investment, which would be real estate, because it's a hard asset that you can touch, then that gives me the benefit. That's number one. That gives me the benefit to where I can share these deals with them and be like, hey, you can get a good return on this investment. So that's number one. But understand that when you talk to these investors and you want to see like kind of what's their threshold of, first, how much they want to invest with you, and number two, what kind of return are they thinking about looking for? Because that deal might not work for the return that they're looking for. And one of these ways that you can find what does investors look for in a return, let's say, for instance, an apartment building. Just ask other operators. Other operators that you have connections with. You could just ask them like, hey, what are you seeing in today's market of what investors' returns are? Are they buying it, or are they trying to buy, get it at a 10% return? Are they trying to get it at a 10% cash on cash? Are they looking for a 15% average annual return of lifetime of the investment? So these are the questions that you have to ask other operators to see, like, what kind of returns are investors looking for? And once you start to see that, then you can kind of do your own homework and you can kind of discover like, okay, well, if I start to talk to these investors, I can kind of pitch these to them, but first I want to see what kind of returns are they looking for in these type of deals that I can send to them. So I would say really go out there and go talk to other operators. If you don't know what kind of returns that you can give your investors, or let's just say if you want to bring some family members and you might know a doctor or a lawyer that you grew up with and you don't really know how to give them a return, or you don't know what return to look for on that deal, just go ask another operator. And the other operators can be on social media. You can find them in REI groups and so forth. And you just ask these individuals, what kind of returns are you giving your investors that seems very attractive? And a lot of times they will give you the answer to that. Especially if you're coming, with them on these opportunities, and you could just come up to them and say, hey, I'm a new investor, or I'm an existing investor, but I got a deal and I'm trying to see what kind of returns are you giving your investors when you buy apartment buildings or when you're requiring apartment buildings. And then they'll give you that answer. And that's one of the ways that you can figure out, okay, they're giving them a 10%. So maybe if I'm investing into a Class C area, maybe I can give them a 10% as well. So these are some of the tricks and trades that you can use to see what that return looks like. But that's really the key. And you want to continue to do that, because if you continue to do that, then you'll know exactly what the investors are looking for. And the more that you can pitch the investors deals, then you'll know exactly what they're looking for as well. So I would say really if you have individuals that are looking to get a return or looking to invest in a deal with you, the first thing you want to do is you want to see if they're open to looking at a deal, simple package, a package deal, you know, meaning that it has all the numbers, it has all the returns or projectives and everything on there, and then they can kind of see that, and then they can get an idea like, okay, this is the kind of deal that we're looking to invest in, just to kind of give them an idea. It doesn't necessarily have to be the deal on the contract, but it could just give them an idea of what they're looking to invest in once you get a deal on the contract, if you don't already have a deal on the contract. So you can get a credibility package together with your team, and then get like a simple deal package together where it shows the numbers, the projectives, your strategy, what you're looking to do, and so forth. So it can show all those information to where you can start pitching this to your investors, so you can start to raise capital and see what kind of returns they're looking for. So that's one way. That's the second way. So the first way will be talk to other investors and see what kind of returns are they giving their investors, or their investors. That's number one way. And then the second way is put together some type of credibility package or a simple deal package to where you could put numbers and returns and stuff on there. And if you don't know how to put that together, you want to get a mentor to show you how to put those numbers together. Or if you know an investor that has a simple credibility package, you can see if you can use theirs. You could just tell them like, hey, look, I got a few investors that are looking to invest, and I want to see if I'm able to leverage you to use your simple deal package to where I could pitch a deal to them to see if they're interested in investing in this deal. And a lot of times with them simple deal packages, it's just an example. It's not really a deal. It's just an example to get it out there to see if they're open, to see if they're interested into doing it. So I hope that helps, but just go out there and talk to people and see if they're even open to investing in real estate. See if they're even open to investing in opportunities. And if the answer is yes, then you go back to that mentor. Then you go back to that other investor that's an operator already that owns apartment buildings or that's looking to get involved in apartment buildings and have a little bit more experience than you have. Maybe they invested into some single family homes to where they raised the money for that. And they found out ways of where they can get them returns on those single family homes. That's another way as well. But you want to be able to get with some people to see kind of where they're at and what are the investors looking for. And when you do that, then you can put some type of simple deal package together and you can start to present it to your investors. And they'll give you their feedback. Like, hey, I like this deal. Hey, I don't like this deal. Hey, I want to invest in something that's a little higher return. Or I want to invest in something a little bit of lower return. I don't want to invest in Class C properties. I want to invest in B areas, not C areas. So you'll get a little bit of feedback, especially if it starts to be into areas to where they're familiar with. You know, so if they're in the same city as you and you're talking to individuals that know this city and they're from this city, they're going to know the area, you know, so they'll be like, oh, okay, well, this area is a little tougher. I don't know if it's too risky. I don't know if I want to put my money there. Or, hey, this area is a little bit more quieter. I'd rather put my money there, but a lower return. So, and keep in mind, the riskier the area, the higher the return. The lower, the less risky area, the lesser return. So it'll be a lower return if it's in a good area like a A or B, but if it's in a D or C area, then it's going to be less of a return or higher return. So I hope that this video helps, and just keep in mind, just go out there, go crush it, continue to add value to people, continue to do great things, and things will always work out. And if you haven't already, like I always mention, if you haven't already, if you like this channel, if you want to continue to learn more about real estate, please hit that notification button, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be putting more content out there as I go on. I know I've been off YouTube for about a month or so. I've been kind of tied up with a lot of deals and want to get those taken care of. But I told myself, like, hey, Mark, you got to get back on your videos and you got to start inspiring people, because people want to hear the message. People want to hear how you can get into these deals with no money down. And I'm sharing with you a video today of, if you're looking at apartment building or if you're looking at anything commercial, you can get those deals too with no money down. You just got to learn how to raise money. That's it. If I can learn how to raise money and if I can get money from other people, these are ways that I actually can buy these deals with no money down. So I hope that helps. I'm going to be putting more videos out there, content, and I'll talk to you soon, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you.